Today's demonstration is to add an O-ring. This O-ring right here. We're going to add it to this adjustment screw underneath this metal leaf spring. This screw has a tendency to back out when you have proper setting on second stage shear release. When you got it perfect, it has a tendency to back out over time, because when you back out, it sits on this O-ring. So when you back it out, it no longer sits in this O-ring, so it has a tendency to back out over time. So we're going to put this O-ring underneath this adjustment screw. So let's proceed in disassembling it. First, you got remove this leaf spring. You loosen that screw. Okay, forget it. I'll find the right one. Alright. Alright, this cap screw holding this leaf spring actually is your spring for your second stage. How much tension you could have on it, you could adjust it by adjusting this leaf spring. Underneath the leaf spring there's a spring, so it keeps your setting. I put that to the side. Now here is the adjustment screw. We need to put that O-ring underneath it. To do that, the shear has to be removed. To remove that, you have to push out a little pin here holding the shear and the plastic bushing. What we need that is a punch. The key point of this, you don't want to punch this pin out all the way out. Just enough, this pin will stick out and hold the last bushing. Alright, you gently pop it out and you see it coming out. Use gently now. When we push a pin far out enough, the shear will pop out. Just a little bit. So now it's clear the pin is not holding it in place anymore. There you go. See it moving? And it popped up. Now you remove it. Make sure, if you're not familiar with this, take a photo of it. Make sure you know what position it goes in. But it's kind of real easy to figure out. Here's a sharp part of the shear, so now you know it faces down. Now you have to grab this plastic bushing, because it's going to fall down. Let's get a needle nose, grab it. Well, it's down there now. It's got to fish it out. It's that plastic bushing. Now we back out this adjustment screw. Now here it is. This is within the O-ring we need to put in. I already disassembled this earlier and put this on a long time ago. See, when you back this out, this O-ring is no longer compressed, so this screw freely loosens up when it wants to. To minimize that, you gotta put the extra O-ring here. And you put it back in. Get about 6 turns till you feel a compression on the O-ring, and leave it at that for now till get final adjustment later. Now you reassemble it. First thing is your shear. For this, you're going to need a guide to hold this bushing in, this plastic bushing. you want to keep it in place before you drop the shear in, because you have to align these 3 pieces before you punch in this guide pin that holds them all, align them all. Usually you get a needle nose or whatever feels comfortable for you to hold it in place. Nope, sometimes can't get it right first time. Try again. It gets tricky because it's so freaking small. I'm using this Allen wrench as a guide pin. Alright. Now you put the shear back in. Make sure it's facing the right direction. When you put it in, you gotta put through the slot here on the trigger. And guide it between the 2 bushing. And you gotta wiggle around. This Allen wrench that's acting like my guide pin is keeping them all aligned. You could. There you go. That's how it's supposed to be. The trigger is in this slot. Now we're going to drive the pin in. And then we get our hammer. Now you need another punch here to guide the rest of the pin in, because the hammer has a tendency to hit the side of your breech. You end up making some dings and scratches. So we're going to add a long punch. We're going to punch the rest of the pin in. When I'm doing this, while this pin is going in, it'll gradually push the Allen wrench out. Alright. There it goes. Now you push the pin in until it's flush to the breech. There. That's in. It's flush on this side. At this point, we're going to put the leaf spring adjustment screw back in. Okay, as soon as you feel tension, the spring is acting like a spring against the shear, you do want to do a 1 full turn. We'll adjust that later. Also, I'm trying to keep it aligned so our Allen wrench will fit it through this hole and turn the adjustment screw for the second stage. Alright, to adjust the second stage, the shear has to latch in when you cock it. So you need to cock your rifle. While you cock it, the shear doesn't engage. That means it needs to screw in. You do a half a turn at a time. We'll do 1. Then cock it, and the shear engages. It holds in the spring back. Alright. We're going to set it so it feels just right. Acting as a trigger, pull back on it. There. It released. Now try again. Let's see if it feels right. To me, it needs to be lighter. So you need to go counterclockwise, say a quarter turn. Cock it again. See? It's not catching. That's too much. So we'll go about another, let's say half an inch. Half a revolution. There you go. Now I'll test it again. I like them a hair trigger. I don't know about you, but I like them soft. Hair trigger. You're satisfied with your setting. We'll leave it at that, because later on, after all trigger assembly is put back together, you need to do more adjustment if necessary. Feels good for now. Here we go. We just added an O-ring on the second stage adjustment screw. Now it will no longer back out like if it didn't have an O-ring it would. So I hope this helps. Stay tuned for further videos how to fine-tune your trigger.